guess I'm gonna switch this a little bit. I guess I'd like the two new board members to introduce yourself, and then we'll have, because I don't think you know everybody that's here. So if you want to introduce yourselves, and then I'll have these guys introduce themselves. You guys.
Sounds real good. Well, I'm honored to be here, first of all, wearing my fire engine red tonight for all of you. My name is Jolene Schatzinger. As you know, I'm a new member to the City Council here in Ripon, but I have lived in Ripon for a number of years. I was a high school counselor here, worked at the college, both in admissions, and now I actually work with alumni and constituent engagement there. So, and I also had worked with the chamber and outreach through that, and so I got to know wonderful people through that. So anyways, I am honored to be here serving on the Ripon Fire District, because boy, do I know the good work that is being done here. What else would you like me to share?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
We're good. No.
Thank you.
Name, age, rank, street.
Yeah.
Do you want my social number too? Name is Ben. I've been Morrison. I moved up here in 2017. My son's been living up here his whole life, so I figured it could be best to come up here and have a good life with him. My wife and I live right off of Newberry. Decided to run for Ripon Alderman because I love the city. And I decided the fire committee would be the best place for me, because I think it's one of the most important parts of the city. It's necessary. Love the job, love what I do, and I just love the city. I mean, it's kind of cool being part of it, you know. I never thought I'd see myself doing something like this, but it's very fun.
Okay, thanks. Mike, you just want to give me your name and then where you're from?
Yeah, I'm Mike Wargula. I'm from the town of Nepieskin.
And you know the chief?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Howard Hanson, Councilman, City of Ripon.
I'm Gary Page. I'm on the town board of Ripon Township.
And I'm Jim Wirtz. You guys have met me at the city council.
And I'm Barry Vanderbrink. We met before. I'm also on the town of Ripon board. Okay? All right, so we'll start out with roll call. Jolene?
Here.
Ben?
Yep.
Mike?
Yep.
Howard?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Jim?
Here.
And Barry is present. All present tonight. Any corrections to the agenda that anybody sees? Any public comment?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second that.
Sorry about that. All in favor?
Hi.
It's been so long. Any public comment? Hearing none. Approval of secretary reports.
I believe we already approved the February minutes, so I don't know if we got.
We did, and I guess we didn't get the March ones. So,
Well, the March minutes showed we approved the January and February, so I think we're good there, yeah. Let me double check.
We didn't get the March minutes.
Right.
so what we'll do is we'll just list the March ones for next month, and approve them then. All right, did you, Jim?
Yeah, that's it.
And at this point in time, usually we have election of officers right after the April elections. But because we didn't have meetings, we didn't get that done this year. In my position, I'm acting president right now because Mr. Brockman left last fall. The way we do this, we do president first, vice president, secretary, treasurer. So at this time, I'll open up the nominations for president.
I'll nominate Barry Vanderbrink.
I'll second that.
Is there any other nominations? Is there any other nominations? Then I look for a motion to close nominations.
I'll make a motion to close the nominations.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, I guess. It is.
Look at it this way, you got a short year.
Now, if you want, we got celebratory brats and hot dogs and hamburgers right back there for you.
We do.
All right, then at this time, we'll look for nominations for vice president.
I'll nominate Ben.
Oh, Lord. What a nice guy.
Hey, if you
The
get
only way to do it
nominated,
is get your feet wet. So I can't second that, so.
I'll second it if you're. Sure.
these two guys will keep you straight in here. If I can be vice president, anybody can. He agrees.
Just thought it was fine.
Mike, did you second that?
Yeah.
Is there any other nominations? I'd like to nominate Mike Regula.
I'll second that.
I would decline.
Is there any other nominations? Last call for nominations for vice president. Is there a motion to close the nominations for vice president?
Make the motion to close nominations.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Arm wrestle in the corner.
Oh, boy.
Put it to them and see what they want to do.
Your left hand.
Well, at this time, we'll have to, it's up to the board if we want to do a hand vote or a,
I have a question, and it has to do with the elections, but not exactly what you're getting at. So, are we gonna keep the secretary and treasurer together yet, or are we gonna do one of each?
Yeah, keep it in mind.
All right,
we've been keeping them together.
yes, I know, I just didn't know if we wanted to continue with that, or,
That's the plan. So we need to vote on vice president. Do we want to do a raise of hand or do we want to
Do
do
a roll call.
roll call vote?
Yeah.
Okay.
That way it's more official.
okay, nobody can weasel out of it, or what?
Everybody's held accountable.
I don't think anybody's team was going to be hurt.
Put your head down.
That's the way.
We got it on
should do
video, it's okay.
And we'll go home and watch it.
All right, we'll do a roll call vote. Gary?
No, can I say something first? And typically, isn't there discussion so that we can hear from the nominees? Isn't that typical?
Not usually, nobody wants the
I
job.
mean, I guess,
No.
If you don't want
I
it,
mean-
if you don't want it, you usually decline.
But I mean, there's two people here, and
Right.
as a new person, I don't necessarily know their interest.
You can ask them, I mean, shoot.
I
Is
guess
it
that's,
Go ahead,
part
ask
of
the
the-
question.
I'm fine with it. I mean, it's a nice way to get in there and kind of learn on the fly and get to know everything, so. I'm just gonna ask a lot of questions, so I think that's what we're supposed to do. I'm okay with it.
Mikey, any questions or comments?
Not really. I'm usually here, so it doesn't seem to affect me too much.
How long have you been on the board?
5 years.
So you took over for Lynn.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Any other discussion?
Are you gonna take a vote for one and then go around and take a vote for the other, or are you gonna?
No, I'm gonna call out your
One
name and
person.
you're gonna say who you want.
Okay, gotcha.
Gary?
I'll take Ben.
Pardon?
Ben, right?
Howard?
Mike,
Mike?
sounds like Ben is pretty interested in this job, so I'll vote for Ben.
Obviously, I can't vote for myself, so I'm gonna vote for Mike.
I think you could.
I can't do that.
Get along.
Jolene?
Ben.
Jim?
Mike,
And I vote Mike. So we got 4 for Mike, 3 for Ben.
Thank you, everybody.
You're welcome.
Now I get to go and have the brats too.
You get to cook them.
No, because you don't need the vice president.
We now open up nominations for secretary treasurer.
I'd like to nominate Jim Wirch.
I'll second that.
Who seconded, I'm sorry.
I did.
Any other nominations? Last call for nominations for secretary treasurer. Nominations are closed. I'm sorry, I need a motion to close.
Second.
Seconds by Mike. And these positions do come up for reelection next April then. Fires, hopefully the fires will be gone and we'll have meetings, so. All right, treasurer's report.
did you vote?
I was just gonna say, we need to vote on it.
Pardon?
Need to vote on the position of secretary treasurer. All those in favor, say aye.
Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Sure you guys don't want to reconsider me as president?
We'll
Doing
coach
good.
Bill on.
You're doing good.
Nope.
Weather?
All right. Now we'll do treasurer's report for accounts payable. There's several months' worth here, and I guess if anybody has any questions on these, we've had them for a while.
You got your cheat.
I can just point some things out real quick, if I can, we can jump around a little bit, let me do
Yep.
my stuff, just, so I'm starting on page 1 of this month's stuff. The veteran airbags on page 1, that was that $1,600, towards the bottom, 5 alarm.
Yep.
Those were the airbags that we used to lift, like if somebody was trapped under a machine or a car, use those to lift up. Those were probably 20+ years old. They were dry rotted. It just took us, I ordered them like 8 months ago, but they just came in now. So we had to get new airbags, that's what that was. And it was a pretty good amount. On page 2, the firehouse annual iPad support, that's the, for the inspections, that's done every year. That's our inspection software we use on our iPad. And honestly, that's, on the last page, page 4, the LED bulbs, that was, we had a bunch of bulbs in the station that were burnt out in the bay floor, so made a decision to go to LED bulbs.
Is that what the boom lift was for then?
The boom lift was actually to clean out the gutters, that's how the whole thing started. I'm just gonna jump right over into my monthly report
Can
then.
I ask one question
Yeah.
before you go on? How many bags did you get for the veterans airbags?
2,
Two.
yeah, yeah, they're very expensive. Any other questions before I fly into just my monthly report, because that's gonna go into what you just asked.
Well, we're gonna have to approve, are you gonna come back to the billing then? Because we have to approve that. So we have to approve the treasurer's report and the accounts payable, so you're gonna come back.
Yeah, well, no, then just go ahead and let's do that, okay? sorry about that.
Know what I mean? We gotta approve
What was
that.
the,
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
at Roadhouse, you had a couple of them going back into March, but one was for the nurses dispatch recognition. Did you have a shindig there or something?
The nurse dispatcher recognition, that was the nurses, we did the public education. That comes out of my public education budget, but that was, when we did the recognition for the nurses with the COVID thing. And then dispatcher recognition week, we always do that for the dispatchers.
Okay, and then there was another one back in March, actually February.
That would have been for the change companies that came here for our awards banquet. So, when we have our awards banquet, we have, a department that comes in and sits here for us and covers our station while we're at the awards banquet. So, covers the city for us. And then we feed them while they're here, so.
Did you have to go to Fond du Lac this morning?
We did, yep.
Any other questions on accounts payable?
I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer's report
I'll second it.
Okay, and accounts payable?
and the account payable.
You go with that then?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Status on outstanding collectibles, Jim?
Talking with the collector, obviously during the COVID situation, many collection efforts have been put on hold and things like that, and his recommendation was we still do that for now, but we will pick that up as the year goes here, depending on what happens with the pandemic.
All right, thank you. And we're not ready to write anything off?
No, not right now.
Okay, thank you. Chief's report.
You see, we did 20 calls for the month. It was a pretty slow month for us. We had a little kitchen fire over on Ransom Street. Natural gas leak inside the building, we went mutual aid. Those were probably our standout calls for the month. So out of the 20 calls, the rapid response truck handled 13 of those by themselves. So, you know, more than half the calls were handled by the rapid response only. So total calls for the year, 126, and 35 members. We just had one of our cadets, the second cadet who's been 17, just turned 17, completed all his requirements for firefighter state certification. So he came on last night as a paid-on-call firefighter. So we've had one individual apply. He works for an employer that has high levels of COVID stuff going around. So we put him on hold. I talked to him today. I said, I don't want you to lose interest, but we put you on hold for at least a month. We have another person who's on a leave of absence for a while due to the same thing, and that's a voluntary leave of absence. And then we have one individual one inspector of mine who is not doing inspections or anything right now. He's got some underlying medical conditions, so we're gonna, he's just taking a back seat for a couple months. Fire inspections, our annual inspections currently remain suspended. Wisconsin Department of Professional Standards, along with the Wisconsin State Fire Inspectors and Chiefs, are continuing evaluating things. Right now, they haven't told us to go ahead and do the inspections yet. That's gonna come in July, I know it is. There's already an email out, but I've been following what all the other departments are doing. I'm keeping all that in a file, so if you guys ever wanna look at it, you can, but it's a lot to print up, so if you wanna look at it, I can email something over to you. But we're gonna start those in July, and we're gonna start off with our target hazards first. The most important ones, multifamily dwellings, downtown, places that are not sprinkled. We wanna make sure we get all those done first, and along with the schools, because there's nobody in the schools right now. And then we'll work our way from there, so. I'm pretty optimistic that we'll get all of them done, but if we don't, you know, we're not gonna be held liable for that, so why? Project billings, nothing to report. Grant update, we got the Alliant Energy grant, we're gonna get a, gas meter, top of the line gas meter for that. That's basically a 50/50 grant, so the gas meter's $2,000, so we got $1,000 for it. It's around $2,000, we got $1,000 of that money, so.
Gas sniffer or what?
Yeah, it's the same meter, it's a multi-gas meter, it's the same one that Alliant Energy uses. It's gonna create a lot safer atmosphere for us, cause the one we have now doesn't tell us levels, it just
Yes or no?
yes or no.
Yeah.
You know, and high or low, there's no lower explosive, upper explosive limits, which are what's important to us in that.
Does it do
So-
multiple gases?
No, the gas track does not, but the other one does. It's a 4-gas meter, so. Anyway, we'll improve safety there.
That'll go on the rapid.
That will, yes. This says we'll be slowly taking steps to return to training, which we did for the first time last night. I think the guys and gals enjoyed seeing each other. Haven't been with each other. We did social distancing. We put cones out for all 4 battalions, so all 4 battalions came in, they sat in their battalions. They had dinner while we had a meeting, and then we went outside, did all hands-on stuff, some extrication stuff, and they all had fun doing it. And I think it re-energized them a little bit, and then we ended up going to a fire this morning in Fond du Lac, so that just was re-energized them a little bit more. So nothing to update on the squad right now. We'll get that more into that next month. I'll bring some more specifics for that. That's replacement of the squad, and I think we talked about that. I mentioned that to both you and Jolene. Public education's been put on hold, except for we've been doing some birthday drive-bys, and we participate in graduation and that type of thing. I don't know if you've seen the responses we got from the birthday drive-bys, but they've been very positive. If they've been on the What's Up Ripon page, and I don't know if you've seen them, but very thankful. There's a nice thank you sent to the police department and us. We're doing it together. We did the graduation ceremony, and that's it. We as far as building, you had asked about the rental of the lift thing. We had some water coming in the back of the station that took some of the drywall or whatever in with it. We tried tracing it down. Evaluated the gutters didn't look the best. So we rented a machine, and they took out, honestly, I don't think the gutters had ever or whatever been cleaned, but they took out 30, where was it? They took out 15 gallons of liquid waste, and whether that was mud, we don't know where it came from, probably just from the dust from over the years. Leaves, we have these de-icer things, they're plastic de-icer stuff up there. 90% of them have come off, and they've fallen into the gutter. Then they went down the downspout. The downspouts were clogged. It was just a mess. It took 2 guys 12 hours to completely clean everything out, all the downspouts and everything. So thank you for them doing that, because it saved us a lot. And then we're also going to look at moving the downspouts, because it is a total safety hazard. It has been since I've been here. The ice comes at the doors, and we have to deal with that every year. So this is the time now the gutters have been cleaned out and maintained. So we're gonna try doing some gutter work. So there is a small roof leak in the station. It leaked one time. It hasn't leaked since. I know where it's at, so I got somebody coming to look at that. So I think that's all I have. We are next meeting, next bills, you will see, there'll be some significant charges on there, because it's gonna be, we have our hose testing coming up, ladder testing, pump testing, all that stuff. So when you see big ticket items like that, those are things we do annually, and we're required to do those things. So, we usually do it towards the end of the year, but with the COVID, I'm trying to schedule everything early so that we can make sure that we get it done, so.
And they're budgeted for it. It's not a
What's that?
surprise. They're budgeted for.
Yeah, that's all budgeted items. The only time I'm gonna really come to you and ask prior to would be as if it's a non-budgeted item, or if it's something catastrophic, correct? Jim, Barry, so, those things you'll know beforehand, so.
Air packs, boilers, engine on a truck, those kinds of things.
Yeah,
You're gonna have somebody actually come in and decide if we can move those
yes,
outs?
yes, professionals, not just us,
Cause it, you know, there's a lot of water comes off that roof and
yes,
you definitely need
yes.
enough. But I can see where we should have put them we should have
Buried
dumped
them.
them.
Yeah.
Too late now. Unless we redo the Smith. Got that in your budget?
No, but we'll figure it out. We'll let the professionals figure it out and see where we go. It's just a safety hazard we gotta take care of. Now's the time.
Those freeze too, though.
What's that?
The underground freeze. So, horse
I
apiece.
know, we've got them on our big shed.
Mine
Not a
freezes
problem.
my house every year.
I think one thing we need,
They're not deep enough, you know, you gotta.
3 feet down.
one thing I'm gonna look at is some type of gutter protection in there. Just because, and I don't know,
Really good gutter.
I don't know how we got so many leaves in there too. It's like, we got a couple of
They
trees,
just
but,
blow around. We've got
so,
those gale force winds that we've had the last couple of weeks.
We'll see in about an hour.
that's right.
Yeah.
So, that's all I got for tonight.
Two quick questions.
Yes,
So when we came in, we had our temperature taken, we had hand sanitizer, for the sake of, the public, do you wanna share anything more about precautions you've taken here at the fire department or, for your employees here? And then two, are you able to estimate, you said 13 out of the 20 calls were handled by the rapid response vehicle, which I assume saves quite a bit of money versus if we didn't have the rapid response.
so, yeah, it does save money, but it saves wear and tear, more importantly. But it does both. It saves money and it saves wear and tear. Does it save money on every call? No, but on probably half of those that it goes on by itself, it does save money. But some of those are, the guys still come down, the girls still come down for the call, but the rig doesn't leave the door. So we're not taking that, $500,000 piece of apparatus out the door so many times in a month. And then back to your first question about the COVID stuff, we've really talked a lot about where we go from here. We're gonna train and we're gonna continue to, for example, if there's 2 people in a fire truck, like in a ladder truck, for example, a driver and an operator up front, or a driver and an officer, they don't have to wear masks, that's optional for them. If there's 2 people in the back and they're separated on both sides, they don't need to wear a mask, but once there's a 3rd person back there, they have to wear a mask. So we're still taking precautions, but we're adjusting those precautions. We're leaving all our COVID policies we've done, we're leaving those in place because we feel we don't know what's gonna happen, it's the unknown. So those things and, yeah, I think the other precaution we're taking too is just with we have body armor for the rescue task force in case of an active threat. We do have body armor, bulletproof vests and helmets, and we're moving those to our frontline vehicles, to the rapid response truck, just because that's gonna be there, and with everything going on, we're just trying to be prepared, so.
And response time on the rapid truck is another huge cost savings, life savings, immeasurable just by that extra 30 seconds to a minute that it could get rid of.
It averages that it's there 6 minutes before the engine is. That's priceless. And then, it does help in our ISO rating, because it considers 24/7 manning. So, which we will be reevaluated right now in June, but I'm pushing it off till hopefully August or September because of the COVID stuff. So. That's all I
Anything
got.
else for Chief?
That's it.
Thanks, Chief. moving on to old business, we kicked this boiler around and, as of right now, this boiler is going in tomorrow morning. We were just to the point where
No choice.
we didn't have a choice. And, checking with Jim, this boiler itself was pre-approved from last year. And when this virus deal came, I talked to Jim and the chief, and we discussed that we couldn't wait till this COVID stuff was done.
Because you don't know when it's gonna be over.
Price was just gonna go up, and I talked to them, and they were willing to hold their price,
They did.
and they did, so. To go in tomorrow morning.
Did we ever get the final cost on that? I think the.
13,130.
Do we have a breakdown between the municipalities? 'Cause
Do you have the percentages for that?
Not top of my head, sorry.
I got
13-1 goes to Nepias, and 30 goes to the city. Sounds fair.
I can send it out. Top of my head, Mike, I don't have it.
Yeah, because I think we
I thought I
back
sent it,
in
didn't I?
February or March, we were
thought you did.
talking about that, and
I thought I sent that to
Yeah,
everyone.
and your part was something like 24, and ours was like,
Correct. I just don't remember if that was off the original or off the 13-1.
yeah.
So
Jim
I'd
will
have to
get
double
that
check that.
sent to you.
I 99.9, I emailed that everyone. Oh, shoot, February?
Yeah, I'm guessing.
I'll double check, Mike, I can send that out for you.
because I don't remember seeing that.
Otherwise, just take the cost analysis on the 13,130 and that'll be it, but I can do it. It's a percentage base between Nepiaska, Town of Ripon, and City of Ripon. We all have a percentage, so something like this wasn't a budgeted item. We then go back to municipalities and ask for the 4.7, 26.2, and 71.8%, whatever it is. I'm making those up.
No, is that negotiated regularly, or is it?
No, every
kinda
year that's reset, and it's based on the value of improvements in the municipalities by the Department of Treasury. So every year I have to go into the Department of Treasury, find the new values for all the districts, put that in there for the year, and then we take a 5-year rolling average. And then that's the percentage for that, 2020, 2021, going forward. So every year it's redone based on a 5-year rolling average.
Thanks.
I can send it to you guys if you can see it.
It's everybody pays.
I'll attach it when I do the email with the breakdown. I'll attach the cost analysis so you guys can see that too.
That's
It's
all I have
fascinating.
for old business. No new business as of right now. Generally, what I do is I get the agenda put together like last week Wednesday, get it to Karen on Friday, so if anybody has anything that you want on the agenda, I need it before the previous Wednesday, whatever the date is. And that's what we all do. We get our stuff to Karen, and she in turn sends it out. You got yours, I see.
You did.
He's
Yeah.
slow, man.
You gave me some, and then I got another one in the mail, so
Oh, okay, all right.
I got May's in the mail. Otherwise, I just had April's and March's.
Okay. Nothing under board discussion. Here again, if there's any agenda items, get them to me for future meetings. Our next regular board meeting is scheduled for July 7th, 7 p.m.
It's my anniversary, I can't come.
Well, I have a question. For future agenda items, can we just have the update on the boiler after it's installed for next month?
Yep.
And then we could, like last time, didn't we go and check it out, the new one? We got to go look at it if we
Yeah, and
want.
I'll just leave that under old business again, and I'll leave it on.
Anything for future, Chief, Robert, on the future agenda item? Anything you can think of?
Squad. Rescue squad, please.
Thank you.
Question on your testing coming up? That isn't testing on the ladder pump, though, is it? Isn't that in 5
There's ladder testing, yeah.
It's ladder, but it's ladders. It's
Not the
not a
ladder
ladder
itself.
truck.
Not 17.
Not the X-ray and all that.
Yeah, not the ladder itself.
So you
I
have
know
anything
that's
else,
all
chief?
expensive.
Otherwise,
The hammer.
I don't,
He's
I don't.
we'll look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second. Ben, motion, second by Mike. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you all for coming.